10 insane predictions for 2019. Number 10. Animal extinction. According to The Guardian, we are in the midst of a biological annihilation of our Earth's animal species. Extinction levels are 1,000 times higher than they should be because of human activity, including deforestation and poaching. On this side of the millennium alone, we have said goodbye to the likes of the western black rhino, the Japanese river otter, and the Formosan clouded leopard. And according to a new report by researchers at WWF and the Zoological Society of London, the number of wild animals living on Earth is set to fall by 2/3 by 2020. And with just one more year to go, we are set to lose a lot of species in 2019, with up to 200 species of plants, insects, birds, and mammals declared extinct every 24 hours. Animals which are likely to become extinct in the next year include the Sumatran elephant, South China tiger, and the Gulf porpoise. Number 9. World War III. In early 2018, Michael Phillips uploaded an internet video in which he warned that World War III would occur in 2019. In fact, he didn't just predict that it would happen, he claimed he knew that it would happen because he's a time traveler from the year 2075. He asserts he was part of government agency travel experiments which sent him back to the present day in a time machine. Phillips claims that in late 2018, North Korea attempted to launch a nuclear weapon attack at the US, and that their counterstrike was 2 nuclear-tipped missiles. In Phillips' words, World War III kicked off as a result of the nuclear exchange, and the war ends with the death of Kim Jong-un. He claims it was a fast but brutal war which killed countless millions, but that it was nowhere near the scale of World War I or II. Number 8. Army robots. 10 million soldiers died in combat in World War I, followed by a further 15 million in World War II. But in the next evolution of combat, the US Army has plans which will take humans off the battlefield completely. In the next few years, the Pentagon is set to spend almost $1 billion on robots. These new machines will detect hazardous chemicals, perform self-defense, and even carry a soldier's gear. Brian McVeigh, the Army's project manager for force protection, said that within just 5 years, he has no doubt that there will be robots in every Army formation. But in 2019 in particular, one robot is scheduled to enter service in the US. In October 2018, the Army awarded robot company Endeavor almost $160 million for more than 1,200 robots called the Man Transportable Robotic System Increment 2, each of which weighs less than 165 pounds. The robot is designed to detect explosives and chemical, biological, radioactive, and nuclear threats. Number 7. Mini Ice Age. Images released by NASA in early 2018 showed that the sunspots across the star that essentially gives us life on Earth were disappearing. And while this may not mean anything to us, it was enough to spark concerns among meteorologists such as Paul Dorian that the Earth could be heading for a mini ice age that could last 50 years. Reduced sunspot activity is an indicator that the Earth is about to enter a cold phase. That's because the last time sunspots vanished so quickly was during the Maunder Minimum. This term refers to the years between 1645 and 1715, when sunspots were very rare, and it coincided with the coldest part of the Little Ice Age, between 1500 and 1850. And according to NASA's calculations, 2019 may be the year when the sun reaches this solar minimum low point. Colder weather during winters could have disastrous implications for the global economy and human life, including crop failures, famine, and disease. Number 6. Increased mass automation leads to unemployment. Robots are increasingly being used in industry to make tasks easier. Machines don't tire and they are relatively easy to instruct, making them in some ways more effective than humans. In 2019, automation will play an even bigger role in business strategy and operations, albeit at the expense of the human workforce. According to market research company Forrester's 2019 automation predictions, more than 40% of companies will create digital workers, software which undertakes tasks traditionally carried out by humans, by using artificial intelligence and robotic process automation. It will lead to the elimination of 20% of service desk jobs, which will be replaced by chatbots. The automation of production is also accelerating all around the world. In America, there are on average 84 robot units per 10,000 employees, and while this may seem like a big enough gap to negate worry, it's enough to lead to the elimination of 10% of US jobs in 2019. Number 5. Mass adoption of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies still haven't achieved mass adoption as a method of exchange. In fact, according to a Dahlia research study, only 50% of people know what cryptocurrencies are. This is a slightly alarming figure when considering the prediction made by blockchain experts interviewed by CNBC. That prediction is that 2019 will be the year it will be adopted by the masses. Advantages of cryptocurrencies include providing users with a fast and secure means of making purchases or transferring funds. Such advantages may explain the currency's exponential increase in popularity from 3 million users in 2015 to 28 million users in 2018. So far, Microsoft, Subway, and Expedia all use Bitcoin as a method of exchange, but more and more retailers are in the process of implementing Bitcoin into their business models to keep up with the currency's popularity. Retailers predicted to have Bitcoin payment systems online by 2019 include McDonald's, Walmart, and Amazon. Number 4. The rise of self-driving cars. While prototype testing of driverless cars is already well underway in some states of the US, the UK will very soon be following in their footsteps. The new testing regime will be rolled out across roads and highways in the UK. Several companies have tested driverless vehicles but not on public roads, and rules are that a human has to be in the driving seat. The driverless trials will lead the way for fully self-driving cars to operate on UK roads from 2021. This, along with the fact that the global market for autonomous vehicles will increase from $54 billion in 2019 to $556 billion by 2026, are both indicators that the rest of the world is set to follow suit. In fact, in 2019, Apple are also aiming to release their first lot of electric cars. According to the Mirror, if Apple does release an iCar in 2019, an automatic driverless version is likely to follow. Number 3. Bionic eye lens. In 2019, contact lenses and glasses could indeed be a thing of the past, thank God. That's because clinical tests are taking place for an auto-regulating lens. The bionic lens device created by Canadian company Ocumetrics Technology incorporates a mix of artificial intelligence, electronics, and interactive technologies, making it better than our own human eye lens. It was first pitched at the 2016 Superhuman Summit in Vancouver and now could be released to the public as early as 2019. It's the same size as a human eye lens and it is surgically implanted through a small incision. The device connects to the muscles which control our natural lenses. Tests have shown that the bionic lens can correct vision to allow wearers to see at a range of distances, all without causing visual clarity problems. But there is concern that bionic vision possesses a potential infringement on autonomy to an unknown extent. Number 2. Recession in Turkey. Turkey is in the midst of a lira crisis. It's a problem which has seen the currency lose more than 40% of its value against the US dollar since the beginning of 2018, and it's due to get even worse. Experts at Moody's Financial Services Company have predicted that at the beginning of 2019, Turkey will be in recession, and it cited the currency crisis, high interest rates, and a decrease in demand for the country's products as its main causes. As a result of the economic downfall, there will be higher unemployment and lower wages. According to the report at the start of 2019, inflation in the country is expected to accelerate to 27% before it eventually slows to 12% in 2020, the same year which the economy is predicted to recover. The European Central Bank has voiced concerns about the possibility of contagion through the Eurozone banking system, with Spain and Italy the most susceptible countries. Number 1. Global eradication of polio. One of Microsoft founder Bill Gates' predictions for the future of the world was the global eradication of polio. At its peak in the middle of the 20th century, polio was killing 500,000 people every year, whereas in 2017 there was just 60 new cases worldwide. In 1988 there were more than 125 polio endemic countries, but now there are only 3: Nigeria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. Now, Gates is hopeful that the disease will become the second ever disease, alongside smallpox, to be eliminated forever. Back in his 2013 annual letter, Gates wrote that the global polio community is now finalizing a detailed plan that I believe should allow us to finish the job of polio eradication within the next 6 years. The tech mogul has donated billions of dollars to global health issues and international development through his charity, the Gates Foundation. He also hopes that malaria could be eradicated by 2030. So that was 10 insane predictions for 2019. Which do you think is the most likely to come true? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the